The Amihan has ended, and now we're looking at the start of the dry or summer season across the Philippines. You may have already heard about this, and you're quite curious. It's been hot. It's been dry. We've been under an El Nino over the last year, and this has created above average dry conditions, relatively warm weather across the Philippine Sea and the Philippines as well. But the start of the dry season more has to do with PAGASA is expecting less of these cold surges from the south. Looks like this is probably going to be one of the last ones, and more so the wind starting to shift in from the southeast and eventually the south as well. And then eventually this all changes over to the southwest when we start to see the rainy season enter as we go ahead over towards May and into June. So it's a lot to do with the wind pattern versus the actual temperatures and the rainfall out here. This is actually what I'm talking about. Watch this as we go ahead through Friday. Watch how the winds kind of just start to shift out of the east, and you see how generally across the Philippines they're basically out of the east. We're starting to see them back off, and we're more and more going to see that as the WestPacWx shifts towards the east, and you start to see those winds kind of come around like that, and eventually the winds coming out of the southwest. As I mentioned, that's the start of the rainy season. Doesn't mean the whole country is dry. Doesn't mean the whole country is wet. Doesn't mean you're not going to have a tropical system, which is why right there you see that low pressure area popping off out there towards Yap and Palau, running along the southern extent of that WestPacWx. And I don't expect an organized storm out of this, but very well could see an increase in rainfall across Visayas and eventually even over there towards Luzon as we go ahead to Monday, Tuesday, and even over towards Wednesday. This broader picture gives you an idea of that overall wind flow I was talking about. And even back towards the West Philippine Sea, you can kind of see the wind pattern there as well. Overall, it is still easterlies, but our cold surges aren't digging down quite as much, so we're going to see this wind pattern gradually change. Looking at rainfall with that tropical wave moving on through, not a cold surge, but a tropical wave instead. Another summer pattern type deal here. Over the next few days, you're going to see that increase in showers up and down the east coast as that moves on shore. As I mentioned, right now it doesn't look like anything organized out of that, but something definitely want to keep an eye out for. So, main points with this update before I kind of get into your local forecast. More to do with the wind flow around the Philippines as far as that summer season. El Nino has already kept things dry, but we are under a La Nina watch at this time, meaning that pattern should change as far as average rainfall as we go ahead into the summer months. When I say summer months, geez, there's so much vocabulary. I'm talking more of July, August, September, and watching a tropical wave out there at this point. Just one more look at kind of where this wave could be going Tuesday over towards Wednesday across the Philippines. Not a full-on storm, but definitely an increase of much needed rainfall for a good portion of our area here as well. All right, let's get back to your local forecast. Still got the easterly, still got that on and off showers down towards the south. Tacloban, for example, 31 degrees out there for you. Afternoons showers possible. Port-au-Prince, 33 and hot. Yeah, you're still in that summer type weather there for you. Legazpi at 31. And then you are dry for a good portion of Luzon. But as mentioned, mid part of next week, that could change up out there. Temperatures into the 30s. Look actually into Cagayan, 34. Ugh, hot. If you like these updates, guys, check out our Patreon. Link is down below. I'm just going to say that the one time here. Big thanks for everybody continues to support this channel. Really can't thank you guys enough. Yeah, that's a look at what's happening out here today. For real, it's been it's interesting because I did mention this on my Facebook the start of the summer season, and so many people chimed in saying I was out to lunch. It's been wet already. It's been wet for a while. Places like Siargao, you got the easterlies you usually have to deal with, but as I mentioned, it really has more to do with the overall pattern here. As far as that wind flow. Here, by the way, is our tropical wave we're watching. See that big broad rotation? There's the latest cold surge right in here, and then you can just kind of see how the flow is going like that. And as I mentioned, eventually it's going to get caught up here with the southwest monsoon, switch around, and as that WestPacWx moves east, that just a whole pattern begins to change. And I think that's what PAGASA is looking at, and you know, they're doing a great job out there. They have a lot to contend with, and in my opinion, it's a confusing term, but it is what it is. and that's what they declared. So that's all. Anyways, if you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know. Number one thing, of course, is, as always, stay safe out there, friends. Hope you have a great day.